Okay, being from electronics background, I like to use similar terms. So circuits, meridian circuits. You can get a negative one where you short something out, and you get a positive one where you increase the flow. I've been looking at these for decades, they're very interesting. And what you can do to test is you can use applied kinesiology. So you get the person to stick an arm out, you test how strong it is, and then you do something, and it's either going to stay the same, might get stronger, or it gets weaker. You can have the person hold their hands like this, just touching, so you've got a reference point, and then grab them, try and pull them apart. Normally people are weak, you do something, increase the flow and the meridians in the arms, and then this is like stuck together. Or you can just whack them in the gut, test the abdominal muscles. Because generally when you weaken the arm, you weaken the abdominals. A general weakening of the nervous system. So you can do a little tap, 90 degrees, away from the solar plexus, no stance in your opponent so they can move if they need to, so it's not too much. Most people can take a good dig anyway. And then you can do stuff to see if they move back. Okay, so we can use all kinds of different things. I just want to look at circuits at the minute. So most of the common martial arts karate style hand positions or whatever you want to call them, techniques, involve shorting out meridians and making you weak, which we don't want. So your standard fist where you roll the fingers up and tuck the thumb over there, you do a muscle test with that, and compared to a straight hand it'll be weak. Some people say it's because you're tensing. Well, tense your hand with it open. There's hundreds of ways of testing this, so I know it's nothing to do with the tension, because once you energize the hand, you can do it with a closed fist, with tension, without tension, whatever you want. It'll work fine. So we're looking at shorting out stuff and making it negative. So even your pseudo, your knife hand, will be weak. Your ridge hand will be weak. So if you're making a fist, you've got a back fist, hammer fist, front fist, all going to be weak. Even some people use this advanced fist, that will still be weak. What that does is quite advanced, and I'm not going to go into it on this video, but it's fun. So some circuits, we'll look at some positive circuits. So the first one I came across was from Professor Dillman. Heart point 8, I believe, I haven't checked on that recently, but I believe that's heart point 8. Little dint in the hand. Take this knuckle and stick it in there. And this is some of the salutations that people use. And that will stick your hands together. Compared with having them here, where there's no circuit, you can pull these apart quite easily. This is if your hands are stuck together. Tiny difference in mechanics, but I'll explain mechanics when we come on to different ones. Now, the next circuit I came across was one I invented, where you just have the hands like that, left in front, you short out pericardium and triple warmer meridians. And that is if your hands are glued together compared with here. And again, people go, oh, mechanics is different. Well, if you have your hands here, and the person grabs the wrist, his hands are closer together, so he has better mechanics to pull you apart. But to get around that skeptical geezer, you can take your left hand, take your middle finger and wrap it around the ring finger. So you make a ring around the ring finger. That gives you the circuit for pericardium and triple warmer. Now you can have the same mechanics and check, and this should be like stuck together. Then there's one where you touch the thumb to the side of the first finger here. So it's like making an OK sign, but you just touch in there. And I believe that is what happens with the Chinese cotton fist, where you touch this And it's if you're holding an egg, and you can actually hold an egg and break a board with it. And that's a very positive aerial. So I'd suggest this is to do with small intestine, heart, which is fire, so that could be a fire circuit. Pericardium triple warmer, that's normally associated with fire, but I like to take that as separately and call it air. So that's an air circuit, which will be this or this. And then this one is lung and large intestine, so that's a metal circuit, and they're all very positive. So you can use these. This is very easy to do because you can do that and nobody knows you're doing it, and then somebody can hit you and you'll be more resistant. You can hit them, do this on one hand and you'll be stronger. Okay, but these are physical things you have to do which aren't practical if you're in a fight. So if you do 6-element Qigong, my 6-element Qigong, because a lot of the energy systems I've looked at have just been a waste of money. I haven't shied off from spending a lot of money on this stuff, buying the DVDs, going to seminars. I've not found anything. I've had to work it out myself over, well, something like at least 45 years since I started looking at subtle energies, even longer. So if you do 6-element Qigong, it'll start to have an effect. If you do yin-yang Qigong, that will have an effect. So then you just go, bang, this is now not neutralized by a negative circuit, and when you hit people, it will disrupt them, and it'll go in, as they say. When you make any kind of hand position, also if you're shorting out left and right, top and body of the body, or you're misaligning your foot or your head, or you just happen to be standing weird, it won't be negative. And then there's another 4 sets of Qigong to look at. So, muscle testing, you can pull the arms apart, you can have the hands held here, and you then try pushing together as if you're making a person clap the hands. You can test the strength here, or you can test the abs with a bit of a dig. So you can have some fun. And there's all kinds of different things you can do. Tongue on the roof of the mouth, another circuit. So there's lots and lots of things you can do. Enjoy. Thank you very much.